All right, YouTube family, my Wholesale to Million family, happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I hope you guys really enjoyed these kind of interview. I'm bringing another special guest on to share with you guys his first wholesale deal. And if you guys do enjoy these kind of video, this kind of interview, show our special guest some love by smashing that thumbs up for me. If you guys are new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. And also too is that if you recently closed your first wholesale deal, drop me a comment with your email or email me at wholesaletomillions@gmail.com and we can link up so we can get you onto the show. And the reason why I do these kind of interviews is just to, have, people on average, regular, normal people on to share with you guys and letting you guys know that this business is possible and that you too can do it. And it's all about, to inspire and motivate those of you who haven't got your first wholesale deal done to keep hustling so that way you can make it happen. So you guys put your hand together, help me welcome our special guest, Justin, just closed his 4K back in June. Hold on here. Justin, what up, buddy?
What's going on, Khang? How are you?
Very good, man. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Thanks for having me. Seriously, this is awesome.
Thanks a lot for taking time to come on to the show, man. Your precious time to come on to the show. Because we all know it, time is money. We could have been here making calls, doing deals, but instead, we're wanting to bring you guys value. So, Justin, let's jump right into it, man. Share people. You look super young, man, which is super inspired, right? Because most young people, in their teens, they're 20 out there partying, having fun, but instead you decided to focus on your future and wanted to focus on your business. So seeing young people coming onto my channel, man, just super motivate and inspire me, and it tells me I gotta hustle. So Justin, share with people your story, kind of how you got started, and then that leads into your first wholesale deal.
Okay, so basically I graduated high school class of 2017 a little bit over a year ago. And graduating high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Real estate, honestly, has always been a thought of mine. I've always thought you have to invest in real estate if you want to become wealthy, which is obviously true. But me, like a lot of other people, thought to invest in real estate, you have to have money already. You got to already have the capital built up, and then you have to go ahead and invest. So what I decided to do, even though I didn't really want to, I decided to go to college. I was going to get a 4-year degree in business and, probably get a corporate job, start working up, and then, one day have the money to invest. So that's what I did. I went to college my first semester last year. And to be honest, after the first year, I decided, this isn't for me. And I did drop out. My plan was, my friend actually had a sales job set up in Virginia. I was going to move out there with him, start working, build up some money that way, and then go ahead and invest. But actually, it's weird how it all worked out. A week prior, I was planning on moving down there. The week prior, I was laying in my room. I was about to go to bed, and I got a notification how to invest in real estate with no money down. I think Ty Lopez was having some course that he was selling, something like that. And like a lot of other people, I saw that, and I was like, there's no way this is true. I thought it was a scam, but I was like, you know what? Let me click on it. Let me see what it is. I don't know if you know who Jalen White is. I think you might have had him on the show before. It was him going on. He was selling a course or something like that, but I watched it probably for like 2 hours, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So what I did, I started researching some more, and the next day I called up my buddy who was also in college. I was like, listen, I just found out about something called wholesaling real estate. You can get into it with no money. I was like, we have to meet up. So he met me at a diner that morning. We sat down and went over the stuff that I learned that night, and we shook hands. We were like, listen, we're going to do this together. We're going to ride this out, and we give ourselves 3 months to close a deal. So that's exactly what we did. It did take a little bit longer than that, but, from that point, we started taking constant action every day, really pushing, and sure enough, we did end up closing a deal. It took about 4 months, but that's basically the gist. I was also working at a grocery store with him prior to that. We were best friends, and from that, we've always been talking business, stuff like that. So I knew, he'd be a good partner to go in on, and we just started taking crazy amounts of action. So.
Dang, bro. Nice. So basically, Justin, you started back in February.
I started End of March, early February, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And it took you 4 months to your first deal. Hold on.
Yep.
Now, share with people I want to know is what's your situation at the time? Are you living in a dome? Are you living with your parents? Based where you're at?
Okay, so at that time, I was still in my parents' house. I was planning on moving out, like I said, to pursue this sales job, but I decided to stay back and, stick wholesaling out until I closed the deal. So I was living at home, and I was just working at a grocery store, basic 9 to 5, not much money to be made there. It was all right, but I knew I wanted more for myself, and while working there, started really pursuing wholesaling, and I actually quit there before I even closed the deal. I was like, yeah, it was a risk. Like, my parents weren't too happy about it, but I was like, I have to do it. So I did go ahead, and a month after quitting from the grocery store, I closed my first deal. And from that point, and it is so true, everybody says you need to just close one deal, and after you do, everything will change. And since then, I closed 8 deals in 2 months. So, it's a 4-month buildup. And then as soon as that first deal closed 8 deals, one deal was like supposed to be a $20,000 deal. A little confusion with the buyer, so I ended up paying closing costs. He was about to back out. That came out to about $16,000, and just like I said, 8 other deals from that deal. So,
Bro, Justin, amazing,
awesome.
amazing. Okay, you guys, Justin, now let's get into your first wholesale deal. Share with people how you came across the sell, etc.
Okay, so as far as marketing goes, starting off, I did everything. I was at the courthouse getting a probate list, cold calling them, throwing ads up on Craigslist, ordering bandit signs. Like, I did the whole 9 yards. Anything that I thought could work as far as marketing goes, I did. And that particular deal, that first one, actually came from an absentee owner list. So I was calling realtors, and I was seeing if I could get not absentee owner, my mistake, expired listings list. So I was calling realtors. I was asking them, hey, is there any way we could work something out where, you give me a list of expired listings, and then, if I come across someone that wants to relist, they can list with you. And I found this super cool realtor. She gave me the list. It was a whole list of everybody in my county that their listing has expired. So skipped that, started cold calling right away. And sure enough, I got somebody who was actually in New York. Their house caught on fire. They had to move. Luckily, it wasn't a bad fire, but, it was vacant for a little over a year. And, I worked something out with them. They were interested. And the first buyer I showed that to after getting it under contract went ahead and did buy that one. So that one was not too bad. And ironically enough, we got another house under contract the following week, and the same buyer wanted to work with us and bought that one too. So it was a quick 2 after that first one, and then the ball started rolling and it really took off.
Nice. So, okay, so just really break down. So it came from expired listing that you called. Everybody probably want to know, how many calls did you call to get this first deal?
Oh, so many.
Hundreds?
Probably in the hundreds, yeah, if I had to say. It was persistent, and you get a lot of mad people too. Where'd you get my information? Which is so common. But I just pushed through that. I'm sorry, I apologize. I explained to them I got a list, and just keep going. And eventually we did hit that jackpot. They were definitely motivated, and we went ahead and we moved forward with them. So
nice. So so what was the situation with the seller?
Like I said, them in particular, their house did catch on fire, and they were divorced as well. So they both decided to move their separate ways, move out of the house, move out of the area completely to another state, and started calling. Actually got in contact with the wife, and she was like, yeah, it's vacant, but my husband doesn't think he wants to do anything with it. So we did get in contact actually with her husband also, told him a little bit of what we do. And he was looking to get more for the property, actually. He was pretty firm. He was like, I'm not really trying to walk away. Because here's the situation, too. They had a mortgage on it of about $50,000. So we were like, listen, we can do 55, and basically just get you out of your situation. You're not going to walk away with much. And you know, he was looking to get more for it, but we explained to him, if you just let it sit, you're not going to get anything. You know, it's just going to keep collecting dues and all that type of stuff. So you're better off just liquidating now, getting out of your situation, and walking away with $2,500 when it's all said and done. You know, sold him on the idea, and sure enough, you know, we got it under contract and moved it pretty quickly. So
nice, man. So they owe 50 on so they owe 50 on the property.
yeah,
You offer them saying 55?
we offered them 55. Yeah,
Okay. And so you got under contract at 55.
55.
Okay, cool. And now, is this property, is it far away from you, Justin, or is it?
No, well, starting off, you know, I was like a lot of other people who start off thinking, you know, maybe my market's not that hot, maybe my market's not that good. And I was looking into different areas. Let me just stay locally, which is what I did. And this house actually was not even 15 minutes from my own. And, you know, I was very familiar with the area, ran some comps, got to know the area even better. And sure enough, everything worked out. So yeah, it was really close.
Gotcha. So it's 15 minutes away from you. So basically, it's in your own backyard. Now,
Yeah.
did you have to go see the property before you make the initial offer, or how it all come down?
Well, because it was vacant, I was just like, okay, it's only 15 minutes for me. Sure, I'll drive out. There wasn't even a lockbox on it, so I did have to kind of break in the back door, which was okay with them. They said it was perfectly fine, but I was like, I need to get inside to at least know what it looks like. So I moved the sliding back door, ended up getting inside. It was a real wreck from sitting for so long. Like, you know, obvious outdating. The fire did a little bit of damage as well, but yeah.
Gotcha. So you went and looked at the property, and then you go back and talk to the seller and make the offer, correct?
Correct, yeah. So I went to take a look, took some pictures, and then I gave them a call. I was like, yeah, I just checked it out. They actually didn't even know the condition of the property themselves because they haven't been there in a year. So I explained to them, obviously. It looked like there's some animals even that got in, so it was in bad shape, but
Gotcha. Man, I remember a firehouse that that we went and actually bought and did a flip on, and the agent said, hey, you know what, Khang? So there was no lockbox, there was nothing on there. He was about to list it. It was like a pocket listing, dude. I went there and they had a big old plywood. I kicked the plywood down and get in, because my whole thing is I gotta get in and gotta check it out, because if I don't,
you gotta do whatever it takes to get in there.
Whatever it takes, man. So
we had a neighbor come over, and he thought we were breaking in, but I explained to him, you know, listen, we're just investors, we're young, we're starting off. So, but it was funny. He came over, he big country guy. What are you guys doing over here? This has been vacant for a year now, blah, blah, blah. I explained it all to him, but.
Cool, man. So I want to know is, what did the seller asking price was, or is, or was?
They actually didn't have a number in mind, because it was sitting for so long. They didn't plan on doing anything with it for a while. I think they were honestly just gonna, you know, keep letting it sit. But that's when they were like, you know what, just make me an offer. And here's another thing too. As far as making offers starting out, this wasn't the first property actually that I did get under contract. Previously, I got one. It was a little out of my area. It was in Jersey. I'm actually located in Pennsylvania. So, you know, I didn't know the market at all. Had no idea what homes were going for. And that seller also said, make me an offer. And, you know, after going to see it, I had no idea what I should have offered. I didn't want to lowball too much. I didn't want to offer too high. So realistically, the property was probably worth $35,000. But I ran my comps, and not knowing, I offered him 55, and immediately he took it. He's like, oh yeah, definitely, I'll do 55. And at that moment, I knew I definitely could have gotten him lower. And sure enough, we had buyers offering us right around the 35 range, and we tried to renegotiate, but at that point, you know, he was just like, listen, I'm just going to give it away. And he actually gave the property away to a friend. So, you know, we lost out on that one pretty big, just simply off not knowing how to make an offer. But, you know, this one we did offer the right amount. We offered, like I said.
Nice. So this one, so you got under contract for, let me see here, you got under contract for $55K. You offered to pay for all the seller closing costs.
Yep.
Okay, all seller closing costs. And what was the ARV came out?
The ARV in that area is looking right around 130, maybe 130, right around there.
Okay. For those of you who don't know what ARV is after repair value, is putting in perfect condition. And what was the rehab, Justin?
The rehab, you're probably looking around, I would say 30 to 40. We offered we estimated 35. So
okay.
It was a
so,
good deal.
Gotcha. Okay, so you estimated 35K rehab. Now people are gonna have a question. Is Justin, how do you know what to estimate the rehab?
Okay, so luckily enough, my dad is actually a contractor. So he did help me in that sense starting off, just to get an idea. Actually, me personally, you put out a video, I know, regarding, figuring out what repair is going to be. And it was, I think your example was 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,500 square feet. Just a general idea, if it needs flooring, it's going to be this much. If it needs a kitchen, it's going to be this much. So I actually wrote that out in a sheet. It would just say like 1,500 square foot house, flooring would be, X amount, a kitchen would be say 7K, bathroom, and I would just go to homes. It was a pretty rough estimate, but I'd be like, okay, the flooring looks like it's needing some repairs. And I just, you said it needs, we'll say $3,000 in flooring. I'd be like, okay, $3,000 in flooring for this home. Definitely needs a new kitchen, $7,000. I just basically went off that sheet, which was very, very helpful.
Nice, man. So basically you just, with the help of your dad, so you gave a rough estimate of 35K, yep. Made an offer. So let me see here. So made an offer to the seller, got on a contract for 55. And how much do you assign for? 59?
Yeah, 59. Yep.
Okay, so you assign it over. So you market the property for 59K. Yep. And everybody would probably want to know is how do you find the buyer? Which marketing channel?
Okay, so yes, definitely. So buyer, actually for my buyers list, that was actually the first thing I did when I started out. So I would basically, I know it's the most, I guess it's not the best method, but I put up ghost ads on Craigslist of just homes in my area, set a price that seems pretty low that I know investors would hop on. And I actually built it up pretty quick. I had like close to 100 investors by the time I got this deal on my buyers list. And, I blasted it out to them, mass emailed it to them. And sure enough, one of them called me. He was interested and he went ahead and he bought it.
Gotcha. Okay. So you build up your buyers list just by putting ghost ad on Craigslist, Justin?
Yeah, I would flood Craigslist with, homes that I knew were good deals for my area. And then as soon as someone would call, I'd pick it up. I'd say, hey, listen, unfortunately, that home we did sell already. However, if you are interested, we have more homes in the area. I can definitely add you to my buyers list as long as your investor qualify them, obviously a little bit, and, just build it from there.
Love it, man. Love it. That's exactly how I do it. Love it, man. Yeah. So you send it out so once you got this deal here, you send it out to your buyers. And do your buyer have to do a walkthrough on it?
The one did, yeah. Yep, he did a walkthrough, and actually outside the home, before he even went home and ran comps or anything, he shook my hand. He said, I want the property, which was awesome. But he did run through it first. He was one of the buyers that actually did want to come out and see it, even though we did show him pictures. So okay,
nice. And now, when you got on a contract with the seller, do you have to meet up with the seller, or is it all done over the phone?
That one, because they were in New York, I never even saw the seller. To this day, I don't know what they look like, to be honest. But yeah, that one I didn't have to do anything with. I just gave him a call. Everything was done over the phone. I actually DocuSigned them the contract. So, I didn't see them face to face once, not even at closing. I think the title company handled all of it. So
nice, man.
Yeah.
Nice. So, and what was the earnest money that you had to put down with the seller?
Oh, that one actually, I think we did do $100, and then, because our contract, I guess, wasn't set up right, the title company was a little confused on how we had it structured and this and that. So we ended up actually doing $0. It was supposed to be $100 earnest money. We did $0. which, you know, we probably shouldn't have, but, you know, it worked out like that. We didn't put anything down. It worked. So
Nice, man. It
yeah,
closed. That's all that matters.
yeah, exactly.
And then now, did you have to have, did you get the buyers to put down any deposit or non-refundable?
Not even for that one, no, because like I said, our contract, we had an attorney look over it because we were making sure we did everything legally. And this attorney turns out to be a personal injury attorney. So he basically had nothing to do with wholesaling, had no idea, told us it was illegal, you know, had us super confused. And then we decided, you know what, let's just find a wholesaler in our area with the contract. And we ended up using, you know, local wholesaler's contract, but we didn't know exactly how to fill it out. We didn't understand legally what everything meant, which you should probably understand your own contract before you do, you know, start using it. But we didn't, and you know, the title company was a little confused, so we decided we didn't put down anything, and neither did the buyer, and you know, it ended up closing. So
Nice, man. Nice. And for those of you who didn't pick this up when Justin said it, is that he went and meet up with some local wholesale in the area and got the contract to use it. So for those of you who's like, oh, where can I get a contract? Hook up with some of your local wholesaler. If they use it, you know, and if they close on it, you know that they know that the contract is going to be good for them. So so that way you don't have to come up with new one. So how long did it take? Justin, from the day that you tied this deal up on a contract to finding the buyers and then to closing on it? So how long did it take you to find a buyer?
to find a buyer, like I said, it was the first buyer. So I think I sent it out, and within 2 days, the buyer wanted to come and see it. So I met him out there, showed him the property, and right on the spot, he was like, I'm very interested. I want it. Shook hands, sent him the agreement, signed the agreement, and then I sent it over to the title company. In total, it probably took, I'd say, a week between everything. And, you know, from that point, it was just waiting for the title search to come back and closing. So super
Nice.
easy.
Justin, I want to say congrats, bro. I love the hustle. I love how you just taking actions, you know, without having everything figured out, because that's exactly how I am. Without having everything figured out, you were just like, hey, this is what I need to do. I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And when it comes to a problem, then we'll find a solutions. And a lot for those of you who are afraid to take the actions because you were so overwhelmed and scared and have all these fears, it's going to hold you back.
100%. Yeah. You just got to go for it. You know, there's no reason not to. Obviously, I messed up in the beginning, my contract, this and that. But, you know, the action is what got me my first deal. So
I love it, man. I love it. So now, Justin, that's pretty much going to wrap up the whole deal here. And what I want to do is can kind of share with everyone that first deal that you did that gave you the confidence, that gave you the belief that now it is a reality. It's not just like something that you know, it's a fantasy or something where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, but now it's become a reality that makes that skyrocket your confidence. So can you share with people kind of where you're at right now with the wholesaling biz?
Okay, so, you know, before that first deal, my head was in every direction. I didn't know how to just zone in on one mentor, I guess you could say. And I would just listen to the opinions of everybody. I'd have realtors telling me it's illegal. I'd have an attorney telling me it's illegal. I'd be watching you're saying it's fully legal. And then every, you know, other wholesaler has their own direction that they want to go in with the business. So you really just need to zone in, you know, figure out, you know, it's not illegal, and I'm going to do this no matter what people tell me. And, you know, I'm not going to lie, those first 4 months were super stressful. You know, honestly, it's not easy starting off, but after you do close that first deal, like you said, it does give you the confidence, and it's going to sound cliche, but that's all it takes. It takes that one deal. And now, you know, my business is moving. We closed 8 deals since then. This month has been a little slower. Like any business, you know, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. But, you know, we're still pushing. We're still doing deals. I was just showing a buyer actually this morning a deal we have. That's a $15,000 assignment fee. You know, fingers crossed that one goes through. But, you know, we're pushing, and we're going to make this happen. So,
Justin, I love it, man. I love it, dude. Thank you so much for all the inspirations, the motivations that you're giving to everyone. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, Justin, how old are you, man?
I'm 19.
Dude, man, I wish I know about this when I was 19, dude. When I was 19, I was grinding away at a company for 8 years. I worked there 6 years until I was making about $17 an hour. And when I quit, so it took me 6 years. I worked there for 8 years. It took me 6 years to make that kind of money because I wasn't aware or I wasn't exposed to something like this. So that way, it's like when you don't know, you just don't know, right?
Yeah,
and all you know is you just know what you know.
Yeah. If you're watching this right now, to anybody, honestly, you know now. You know, it's not a secret. You know, wholesaling's legit. There's people doing it all over, all different ages. So, you know, take the action and make it happen, honestly.
Awesome. And the thing is, you know, I'm 100% agree with Justin when it comes down to this. When you first started out, following too many people will cause confusion.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you know, pick one or two people that are like, you know, that fits that kind of fits your personality or fit what like it's kind of fit for you. And then I would just dive in and then study and then just study and then do, because when you listen to so many people, because everybody does it differently, everybody's going to get there, you know, doing differently. But if you listen to so many, then you get confused and you just don't know what to do. And then you become, you know, overloaded with information and don't know what's right, what's wrong.
100%. Yeah. You got to just zone in. You got to.
Awesome. So Justin, tips for people that are just starting out and trying to push and trying to get to where you are, man. Give them some tips.
Okay. If I had to say, first tip, like we already covered, zone in, you know, figure out exactly what marketing stream you want to do. You know, it's okay to do multiple. Me starting out, I did a lot of free ones. And you don't need a lot of money to get your first deal. A lot of people think, you know, I don't have marketing money, this and that. It will be harder if you don't. But if you take action, for example, if you just cold call people, you know, that's one of the cheaper methods to getting deals. You know, if you just start cold calling, you could definitely get a deal off that. Me personally, I've had a lot of deals come just off bandit signs. So if you want to just order 100 signs, throw them around your town. You know, we buy houses, throw a Google Voice number on there. And, you know, I'm sure you'll be getting at least a deal off of that. You know, I ordered 100. That's actually where my biggest assignment fee came from. I got a $20,000 deal off of a bandit sign that I paid probably $2 for. So, you know, it doesn't take a lot of money to start off. Don't, you know, get confused. And then I guess, you know, just start hitting the free marketing methods if you don't have any other money. You know, Craigslist is a great place to start, different things like that. But, you know, it's 100% possible to close a deal with no money at all. It just will take a lot more action. So.
Awesome. You guys, you heard it from someone that's just 19 and he's just making things happen, man. Now, Justin, for those that want to connect with you, and so remember, before you drop anything, for those that want to connect with you, Justin, how can they connect with you, man?
Okay, so my Instagram, I'm actually working on right now. It was a very personal account. Now I'm trying to switch it over to more investor wholesaling type deal, similar to yourself. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, Justin Schmidt 8 is my @ so @ Justin Schmidt 8. And YouTube as well. I actually was a vlogger for about a year, a little over a year. So I'm actually converting that channel to a wholesaling channel similar to yours. I'm going to be giving advice, basically my business structure, things I'm doing right now. So if you want to follow me on YouTube, Justin Schmidt, there's a lot of vlogs, a lot of things like that. But I am starting to, you know, really dial into wholesaling, and, you know, I want to inspire people like you have. So.
Awesome, man. So you guys, I'll make sure that I'll put those in the descriptions. For those of you who wants to follow Justin, want to reach out to him and get some tips or advice or help, whatever it is. Anything else, Justin? Any last word?
I have a check printed out. I don't know if people, you know, I always see you with checks. I figured I'd print one out. You know, I made a copy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Show
so
us.
I don't know how clear that is. I did.
Yep, I can see it. 16,000. For those of you who can't see it, $16,493. Come on, man.
Yeah, so that was the 20,000 one, like I said, but I did have to cut my assignment fee quite a bit. because of closing costs, but there you go. There's the proof it's possible right there.
Heck yeah, man. And how long did it take you to make that, Justin?
Oh, that one was my easiest deal actually out of all of them. That one, in total, probably took 3 days. So seller gave me a call off a bandit sign, drove out there. I saw the property, got it under contract that day. Within 24 hours, it was actually under 24 hours, I had a buyer who wanted it, and we closed. It was super easy. Easiest deal out of all of them, so awesome.
You guys, come on, man. 3 days. You said 3 days, right?
Yeah. Yep.
3 days, 14K. You guys, come on, man. It only takes one deal. What's that?
No, I said it was actually 16. So.
Oh, 16. Yeah. 16
Great.
days for 14K, you guys. For those of you who are, like I said, it only takes one deal to change everything around. You're grinding at a job. You're grinding at a job making 2,000 or 1,000 or whatever it is. You guys, once you know how to do it, 16 days for 14K. Come on, man. Justin, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much for your valuable time for coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Have a good one, buddy. Thank you so much. Hey, Justin,
Too.
could you go ahead and send me the Instagram name and your YouTube channel?
Okay, absolutely, yeah.
Thanks, bro.
All right.